Next up on the Cosmic News Network, First Contact with Joshua Put.
Good morning, Earthlings. Good. How you doing today? Good. How you doing today? Welcome to First Contact Radio. Welcome to First Contact Radio. To talk about all these things we're talking about is because in life, everything is energy. Every single thing that's out there.
Yo, it's First Contact with Joshua Poe. He's the man on the mic, just in case you didn't know it. Covering news from all around the globe, from the weather and space to UFOs. We'll talk politics and make you open your eyes. Conspiracy theories and government lies. We'll dig it all up and try to find the proof. Cause it's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We have
It's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio. We have
It's time to demand the truth. It's time.
First Contact Radio.
It's time to demand
First
the
Contact
truth.
Radio. We have
Good morning, Earthlings. Welcome back to First Contact Radio. How you doing today? Hope all is well in your world. It's a nice sunny day out here in Southern California, Los Angeles. Today is the 11th of February, 2016. Our sun sign is in Pisces. Our moon sign is in Aries. So a little refresher here. Aries is the Emperor. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So it shows us that we've come around the circle again, and we're beginning at number one, beginning at the Emperor, putting things in order. So that's what our subconscious mind's journey is at this point in time, putting things in order. While the conscious mind, Aquarius, is wanting to express the goodness, express the hopefulness that we feel about what's coming out in the world. Use our words in order to, and our actions in order to bring forward that which we want to bring forward. You know, I always like to think back to the 60s and all the talk of the upcoming age of Aquarius, all the talk of the hopefulness. So it's kind of the idea. And underneath, we've got that Emperor putting things in order, Aries. Now, one thing to remember with Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars. And Mars can be very energetic, provide us a lot of energy, or it can be very aggressive and warlike. And so with what's going on in the world today, we really want to make sure that we're using the energies available to us in a creative way. Stay away from all the violence and the war. There's plenty of that going on. There's plenty of that in the mindset of not only Americans, but people across the earth. And it's really something we need to take a look at. We need to be much more peaceful with each other. So let's work on the creative aspect of what Aries is about and leave the rest behind. Here's our moon today, 12% of the way full, 22nd of the month. We're going to be back up to a full moon. On the Jewish calendar, it's the second day of the month of Adar. To Adar. Daily thought for today is naturally outrageous. When God desires to create the world, he went for the outrageous solution with the power of his very essence. He bursted into being out of the absolute void, and he continued doing so every moment. He could have done things otherwise. He could have taken an orderly approach and allowed a creation to gradually evolve while staying aloof and behind the whole thing, even though that doesn't make sense to us. He could have made a universe with a different set of logic so that it would have made sense. But as it stands, the world was created with an outrageous solution, which is why such solutions tend to be the most natural ones to this day. With all your essence, go for it, head on. Dreamspell Oracle, it's the wave spell of the Skywalker, about exploration. Exploring the space around us. Today's the second day of that, where we are now exploring, and we're going to examine the timelessness of our ability to explore. The wizard brings timelessness, that life is a timeless experience. The hand is our hidden power. Our like-minded energy is the serpent, that life force energy. And seed, flowering, is our challenge for today. The phrase is, I polarize in order to enchant, stabilizing receptivity. I seal the output of timelessness with the lunar tone of challenge. I'm guided by the power of death. Solar wind over at space weather is 319.6 kilometers per second. Planetary K index is quiet at a 2, could get up as high as a 3 over the next 24 hours. One little coronal hole popping up here. It says the 16th to 17th will feel an effect from that. M-class flare possibilities 5%, X-class 1%. Geomagnetic storm activity is increasing in the mid-latitudes, going from 20 to 25. In the upper latitudes, from 25 to 35. And looking up in the sky tonight, look west or southwest at nightfall for the thin crescent moon. High above it by some 30 degrees, the two brightest stars of Aries point down. Above or upper left from there, you'll find the Pleiades. It's a busy night around Jupiter. Europa's shadow crosses the planet from 9:02 to 11:51 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by Europa itself from 10:15 to 1 a.m. Eastern Time. And Io's shadow moves into Jupiter starting at 12:51 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay, so there you go. That's what's taking place looking up at the sky tonight, up in the world, the cosmic weather, fire and air. Conscious mind is air, unconscious mind is fire. UFO news is up next. Let's get to it.
This is the UFO News with Joshua Poet.
All right, Dirk. Thank you very much. 5 stories today. Story number 1, UFOs during halo phenomenon. During a halo phenomenon. A halo is an optical phenomenon produced by light interacting with ice crystals suspended in the atmosphere, resulting in a wide variety of colored or white rings, arcs, and spots in the sky. Here's a few footage. Apparently we can't see this because Tertiary Millennial has content in it and not available into this country. So, bummer for us that we don't get to see this because of whatever this is, but censorship is always awesome. UFO hovers at low altitude over harbor in Alaska. An Alaskan witness at Old Harbor reported watching a UFO gliding and hovering around a boat harbor beginning at about 8:15 p.m. January 14th, according from a testimony from the MUFON database. Here's an image of what it looks like. The witness and her daughters both made statements on what they saw. The reporting witness was driving to the local gym to pick up her daughter and 2 friends at 8:15 p.m. As they rounded the corner by the culvert, I thought I saw a shooting star off to my right, towards the hillside, the witness stated. As I got to the store boat harbor area, I realized it was 3 blinking lights close together. I thought maybe it was a remote-controlled plane or a drone because it was really dark out, too late for planes to fly, and too close to the hillside. When I arrived at the school, I could see that the 3 girls swinging on the swing set waiting for me. My daughter came running up full speed, waving her arms. She was all excited, saying, "Did you see that, Mom? It was a big drone or something right above us. It hovered right above us." The object traveled fast, south towards the church, and then took a sharp left out towards the bay. It headed straight up to the airstrip fast. I thought it was going to land. My daughter wanted me to follow it. I turned by the post office and headed for home. The 4 were almost back home when they spotted the object heading towards them from the airship. It was still out over the bay. My daughter wanted me to stop the truck. She said it was coming closer to check us out, and that freaked me out, but I stopped the truck anyway at the first beach pull-off after the culvert. The witness described the object's path. It looked just in time to see the blinking lights fly up higher, fast, and go towards the hillside. We continued home, got out of the truck, and looked towards the hillside just in time to see the lights go up over the hill and disappear. Okay, so here it says on Russian's New Year's Eve, my 2 friends and I left the gym early. The daughter stated, as I waited for my mom, I heard a buzzing noise, almost like a blow dryer. I was swinging on the swing set, and we saw it hover for about 5 minutes, about 8 feet above us. After my mom pulled up, it glided towards the church and then over the ocean towards the airport. this drone-type object. It was about the size of the hood of a truck, and it was a diamond pyramid shape. You could see several layer steps, top to bottom, and a different light on each side: red, green, orange, white. After we saw it gliding towards the airport, my mom turned the truck off the road, and I could see the drone was tracking us. We continued home, and after parking on our driveway, we saw it glide over the mountains and out of sight. Okay, very interesting. That's what they say they saw. UFO sighting over Chicago. This was the 8th. And we don't really see the video, so I'm going to click right here. See if this takes us to someplace better where we could see this. This is the only one we got. Local astronomer tracks UFO. This is the one over Chicago. North Shore, 10 a.m. Okay, we're going to skip this one. The video link's available, so you can check it out. I'm going to move on to the next story here. 10 musicians who've had UFO sightings. First, we know John Lennon. We've certainly heard of his. What is it about aliens and musicians that constantly draws them together? Over the years, a bunch of famous, respected artists have detailed their strange and mysterious encounters with the unknown. From witnessing UFOs to experiencing mind control and seeing actual extraterrestrials themselves, the stories are nothing short of fascinating. Perhaps this has something to do with the creation of good music requiring an open mind, or maybe there's something unearthly about inspiration itself descending to Earth from afar, far away. Of course, it's possible that the real reason for all of these otherworldly sightings is because musicians and drugs go hand in hand like aliens and flying saucers, but they sure seem convinced. You can be the judge of the veracity of these claims yourself. From the king of rock and roll himself all the way to Miley Cyrus's dad, here are 10 famous musicians who firmly claim they have encountered aliens. Tom DeLonge. Despite the fact that Tom DeLonge plays in a space-themed rock band called Angels and Airwaves, you'd be forgiven for thinking a fascination with the larger universe doesn't necessarily equate to believing in extraterrestrial life. Yet when it comes to DeLonge, you'd be entirely wrong. You'd think that Blink-182 won a song from Enema of the State filled with aliens exist was tongue-in-cheek. Think again. DeLonge's belief in aliens is rather long-standing, and over the years he has made countless claims to have had first-hand experience. As recently as 2015, the singer was quoted as saying that he has been involved with alien conspiracies for a long time, and that he has sources from the government. Not only that, but DeLonge insists that his phone has been tapped, that he once knew someone who was the victim of brutal mind control experience, and he actually encountered aliens while camping near Area 51. And if that isn't enough, he also claims to have been warned by an elderly engineer that he better be careful what he's talking about, and he shouldn't get into strange cars lest he disappear forever. Number 9, Sammy Hagar. I know there's something out there, and someday they'll come. These are the po-faced words of Sammy Hagar, who replaced David Lee Roth as the lead singer of Van Halen from 85 to 96. According to Hagar, aliens infiltrated his mind and not only stole knowledge from him, but granted him knowledge too. This wasn't just some throwaway anecdote either. Hagar detailed the experience in extreme length in his memoir, Red, My Uncensored Life in Rock. The singer claimed that he was lying on bed one night when he suddenly saw a vision of 2 creatures in a spacecraft floating several miles away who tapped into his brain. After they had finished, they spoke in an unintelligible language, and his room fell into darkness. In an interview on the Howard Stern show, Hagar also claimed that to have witnessed a strange floating vehicle hovering across a field when he was a young boy. That's a long time to survey someone just to download the contents of the brain as some sort of alien zip file. Billy Ray Cyrus. No, Billy Ray, that's not an alien. That's your daughter, Miley, dressed up in another deranged costume, decked out with prosthetic penis and all the other stuff. Yes, you're right. The Achy Breaky Heart Singles, another musician who believes to have encountered life from the far reaches of outer space. In 2011, the singer claimed to have witnessed the first UFO sighting, which appears in the form of 5 or 6 illuminated discs hovering in the distance. Though it's a rather brief case, Sirius believe its veracity as he took to Twitter in order to get the word out immediately. Elvis Presley, one of the most famous and influential musicians who ever walked the earth, also claims to have had experience with beings from beyond it. According to the legendary singer, when he was 8 years old, he was contacted telepathically by space-bound beings who showed him a vision of a man in clothing performing in front of a massive number of people. Presley claims to have only understood the significance of such a vision later in his life at the height of his success. Interesting, many conspiracy theorists use this anecdote as proof that Elvis himself was extraterrestrial, because that totally makes sense. And if that's not enough proof, the singer's longtime hairstylist Larry Geller claims to have been with Elvis during at least 2 alien encounters, one as they were driving through the Nevada desert and other while walking through Graceland. Both involved bizarre flashing lights and circular objects, but definitely no drugs. Mick Jagger, number 6. I know what you're thinking, drugs. Yet the rock and roll man, Mick Jagger's conviction was so strong that apparently he had the UFO detector installed in the estate after one particularly visceral encounter. The encounter took place at Glastonbury during the 60s. Jagger was camping with then-girlfriend Marianne Faithfull when he saw a rare, luminous cigar-shaped mothership. A year later, the spacecraft returned on the eve of the disastrous Altamont Speedway Free Festival, which resulted in the tragic death of Meredith Hunter, among others. It's true that Jagger's drug use is fairly infamous, but perhaps hallucinogenic drugs are merely a tool through which extraterrestrial life communicates with humans. Nick Jonas, an American singer best known as one of the 3 members of the Jonas Brothers, a pop rock band formed with his 2 brothers, Kevin and Joe. The band broke up in 2013, however, Nick hasn't wasted time dropping the squeaky clean image. During a 2015 interview with Late Night on Seth Meyers, he described how he witnessed 3 UFOs when he was a teenager, which was incidentally less than a decade ago. Jonas was in his back garden playing basketball with his friends when he looked up and saw the ships. It was only after searching online and finding several other identical sightings in the exact same area that he became a staunch believer. In the same interview, however, he was teasingly questioned about his belief in mermaids, to which he replied that mermaids are bullshit. Sorry, mer-believers, you have to go somewhere else for celebrity credibility. John Lennon. According to this anecdote, this particular claim purports to answer an age-old question: if aliens could give gifts, what would those gifts be? According to the anecdote, Beatles co-founder John Lennon was lying in bed one night when he was jolted awake by a mysterious force. Seeing a glaring light coming from outside, he left home and saw 4 bug-like creatures with bug-like eyes and little bug mouths. Though most people would be quite to the point of hallucinogenic-based finger at the musician, the story is accompanied by supposed evidence. He claims the creatures gave him a small golden egg-shaped object that eventually passed onto self-proclaimed psychic Uri Geller, with whom Lennon had a friendship. Geller claims to have this object to this very day. Lupe Fiasco, an incredibly famous hip-hop musician well known for songs like Superstar, Out of My Head, and The Show Goes On. According to Lupe, he became interested in hip-hop when he was younger because he disliked the use of vulgarity and misogyny. At this age, the rapper believes he had an extraterrestrial experience that we not only left him with visceral memories of the encounter, but physically scarred his body. In 2012 interview, he detailed how he was lying in bed when he felt electronically surging through his body and was rendered unable to move. It was in this moment that he was granted a vision of a UFO in the form of a black floating disc. When he woke up in the morning, a mysterious scar had appeared in his ankle, one that claims to have never seen before in his life. David Bowie. Though it is clear that Bowie was fascinated with the idea of extraterrestrials through his innumerable songs referencing life beyond Earth, what many don't know is this conviction ran quite a bit deeper. In his book, Laugh Gnostic, by Peter Coing, Bowie is quoted as detailing an experience he had while traveling through the English countryside with a friend. Both noticed a strange object hovering above a field, which Bowie believed may or may not have been a physical object, but an extraterrestrial doorway into a dimension beyond our own. If that's not curious enough, there are conspiracy theorists out there who actually believe Bowie himself is an alien. And number 1, Robbie Williams, and a strong conviction in the existence of aliens, 2 things you never really expect to pair. Yet 2 things do go together. According to the former, then returned the former singer of Take That was visited by extraterrestrials while staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. lying on a sun lounger late at night, a square spacecraft descended around 300 feet above him and then shot off at great speed. Even stronger, Williams claims to have been playing a newly written song about alien contact titled Arizona when a massive ball of golden light appeared and the song stopped. Supposedly this happened a total of 4 times and was followed by the appearance of a second ball. Williams is co-convinced of these alien experiences. In fact, that he stated in a recent interview that he strongly considered giving up music career in order to study UFOs full time. He even teamed up with famous writer John Ronson to go and meet so-called UFO abduction survivors. Good for you, Robbie. You're loving aliens instead. Okay. And one more. This one isn't extraterrestrials in the sky, but it is a UFO of sorts, or it fits into this category anyway, and that would be Bigfoot. Bigfoot found in Spain at a ski resort, January 29th. Okay, this is the object here that's in question. Okay. It says shaky footage of what looks like a strange ape-like creature with white fur clambering through the snow was posted online this week. Spanish ski resort bosses have been forced to comb part of the Pyrenees after the images sent the internet into a frenzy. But skeptics, viewers of the footage, say it was just a man dressed in a furry suit. A skier sounded the alert after posting the photo taken at Formigal in northeastern Spain on the popular website with the message, "Strange animal spotted in Formigal." What the hell is this? The picture, retweeted thousands of times, sparked a search by ski resort owners Amron and frenzied debate over whether a Spanish Yeti was on the loose or if it was a bear, Photoshop montage, or even a soldier wearing mountain camouflage. Alright, very interesting. You know, we haven't heard from Bigfoot in a while, so it is quite possible he made his way down to Spain and is doing a little skiing. So, you know, could be. But as far as those musicians and their extraterrestrials, you know, I've had quite a number of things myself I've talked about on this show. I know other musicians who have as well. So it does seem to be quite common, perhaps not out of the ordinary. As a matter of fact, you know, one of the reasons behind starting the band UFOetry was a mutual love of UFOs between myself and the guitar player, the original guitar player, Sting Mask. So there you have it. That is our UFO news for today. I'm going to jump away. I'll be back. Here's a song about extraterrestrials called Confirm or Deny.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Oh, shit.
Underground is where they live. In the bases that are secretive. We're not supposed to know where they come from or where they go. And if you ask our leaders today, this is what they will say. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny. What's up with their lives? Plausible deniability. That's their answer to all we think we see. So pay attention, read between the lines. Changes are happening, revealing lies. And if you ask our leaders today, this is what they will say. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny what's up with their lies. Underground where they live, in the bases that are secretive. We're not supposed to know where they come from or where they go. And if you ask our leaders today, this is what they will say. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny. I can neither confirm or deny what's up with their lives. I can neither confirm or deny. They can neither confirm or deny. It's time for them, confirm or deny. No more secret lies. I don't know about you, but I can't stand it anymore. I know what I saw. You know what you saw. Stand up for yourself. Think for yourself. The truth is out there. No more lies. No more lies. No more lies.
All right. Remember recording that song like it was yesterday. No more lies. No more lies. Okay. Let's turn our attention back to the Nag Hammadi Library. So, I'm glad that you are appreciating this as much as I am. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your emails. You know, the information here really, it has me evaluating and reevaluating some things in life that I, have been doing to see about doing them differently. And the one thing I'm really looking at is the Kabbalistic studies and how it fits in with all of this. Because through these understandings and coming to understand that this reality was created by not the God, but a being who was claiming to be God, who was actually the fallen one, kind of changes the perspective on what we're seeing down here on planet Earth. Because knowing that that is the case, and that this reality and the things in this world were created by the fallen one, who was simply counterfeiting what he saw, it kind of makes me wonder what was the creations that were created that were different, and what were the things that were brought down from the other realms that were the same. And as we've come to understand, and it talks about Yaldabaoth just being able to imitate what he saw, it kind of lends me to see that this Kabbalistic studies, that this essence of God is something that might be on the right track. And, I'm just trying to find out how it all fits in. What's the reality of these other realms? What is the way in which they worked, and what is different from there to this particular realm where Yaldabaoth appeared, where Yahweh, where all these beings that we know as the God who created things here wasn't the be-all, end-all God that we know. And that's what I really find fascinating about this, that Yeshua is letting us know and telling us these stories. You don't hear these stories when you go to church on Sunday. You don't hear the priest talking about this. All we hear is the stories of God created humankind. But what I want to know, and what I've learned, and what we're all learning, is where this God who created humankind came from. And once we realize that this was a being that came from another world, another place, and this being was a fallen being who was in ignorance, kind of makes you wonder then about this reality that was created by that being, and the way in which it works, and what are his ideas, and what were ideas brought forth from elsewhere. It's a lot of food for thought. I don't have the answers. That's why I I'm reevaluating some things. I'm examining and exploring what this is about. And I hope that the questions that are coming up for you as well are helping to move you forward along your evaluations and understanding of things. That's the whole idea of this. And then as you get ideas, share them with me. Let me know what you're thinking on this so we can, figure this all out, because I think that's what it's all about. So for today, I just thought I'd pull up the Acts of Peter and the 12 Apostles, another one of the many books in this library. All right, so the first two sentences, there's missing words. Something which, something purpose, after us apostles. And then we sailed something of the body. Okay, so I'm not sure what the whole routine here, but we can see and hear they're all agreeing that they're going to go on this journey. So it relates to there. So others are not anxious in their hearts, and in our hearts we were united. We agreed to fulfill the ministry to which the Lord appointed us, and we made a covenant with each other. We went down to the sea at an opportune moment which came to us from the Lord. We found the ship moored at the shore, ready to embark, and we spoke with the sailors of the ship about coming on board with them. They showed great kindness towards us, as was ordained by the Lord, and after we had embarked, we sailed a day and a night. After that, a wind came up behind the ship and brought us to a small city in the midst of the sea. And I, Peter, inquired about the name of the city from residents who were standing on the dock. And a man among them answered, saying, "The name of this city is Habitation, that is, foundation, endurance." And the leader among them holding the palm branch at the edge of the dock. And after we had gone ashore with the baggage, I went into the city to seek advice about lodging. A man came out wearing a cloth bound about his waist, and a gold belt girded it. Also a napkin was tied over his chest, extending over his shoulders and covering his hands and his feet. I was staring at the man because he was beautiful in his form and stature. There were 4 parts of his body that I saw: the soles of his feet, part of his chest, and the palms of his hands, and his visage. These things I were able to see. A book cover, like those of my books, was in his left hand. A staff of styrax wood was in his right hand. His voice was resounding as he slowly spoke, crying out in the city, "Pearls! Pearls!" I, indeed, thought he was a man of that city. I said to him, "My brother and my friend." He answered me then, saying, "Rightly did you say, my brother and my friend. What is it you seek for me?" I said to him, "I ask you about the lodging for me and my brothers also, because we are strangers here." He said to me, "For this reason have I myself just said, my brother and my friend, because I also am a fellow stranger like you." And having said these things, he cried out, "Pearls! Pearls!" The rich men of that city heard his voice. They came out of their hidden storerooms, and some of them were looking out from the storerooms of their houses. Others looked out of their upper windows, and they did not see him, that they could gain anything from him, because there was no pouch on his back, nor bundle inside his cloth and napkin. And because of the disdain, they did not even acknowledge him. He, for his part, did not reveal himself to them. They returned to their storerooms, saying, "This man is mocking us." And the poor of that city heard his voice, and they came to the man who sells this pearl. They said to him, "Please take the trouble to show us the pearl, so that we may see it with our own eyes. For we are poor, and we do not have this price to pay for it. But show us, that we might say to our friends that we saw a pearl with our own eyes." He answered, saying to them, If it is possible to come to my city, so that I may not only show it before your very eyes, but give it to you for nothing." And indeed they, the poor of that city, heard, saying, "Since we are beggars, we surely know that a man does not give a pearl to a beggar, but it is bread and money that is usually received. Now then, the kindness which we want to receive from you is that you show us a pearl before our eyes, and we will say to our friends proudly that we saw a pearl with our own eyes, because it is not found among the poor, especially such beggars as these." He answered and said to them, "If it is possible, you yourselves come to my city, so that I may not only show it to you, but give it to you for nothing." The poor and the beggars rejoiced because of the man who gives for nothing. The men asked Peter about the hardships Peter answered and told these things that he heard about the hardships of the way, because they are interpreters of the hardships in their ministry. He said to the man who sells this pearl, I want to know your name and the hardships of the way of your city, because we are strangers and servants of God. It is necessary for us to spread the word of God in every city harmoniously. He answers and said, if you seek my name, Go is my name, the interpretation of which is the light, gazelle-like stone. And also concerning the road of the city which you asked me about, I will tell you about it. No man is able to go on that road except the one who has forsaken everything that he has, and has fasted daily from stage to stage. For many are the robbers and wild beasts on that road. The one who carries bread with him on the road, the black dogs kill because of the bread. The one who carries a costly garment of the world with him, the robbers kill because of the garment. The one who carries water with him, the wolves kill him because of the water, since they were thirsty for it. The one who is anxious about meat and green vegetables, the lions eat because of the meat. If he evades the lions, the bulls will devour him because of the green vegetables. When he had said these things to me, I sighed within myself, saying, great hardships are on the road. If only Jesus would give us the power to walk it. He looked at me since my face was sad, and I sighed. He said to me, why do you sigh? If you indeed know this name, Jesus, and believe in him, he is a great power for giving strength, for I too believe in the Father who sent him. I replied, asking him, what is the name of the place to which you go, your city? He said to me, this is the name of my city, 9 gates. Let us praise God, as we are mindful that the 10th is the head. After this I went away from him in peace. As I was about to go and call my friends, I saw the waves and the large high walls surrounding the bounds of the city. I marveled at the great things I saw. I saw an old man sitting and asked him if the name of the city was really Habitation. He said, Habitation. He said to me, you speak truly, for we inhabit here because we endure. I responded, saying, justly have men named it, because by everyone who endures his trials, cities are inhabited and precious kingdom comes from them, because they endure in the midst of the apostasies and the difficulties of the storm, so that in this way the city of everyone who endures the burden of his yoke and faith will be inhabited, and he will be included in the kingdom of heaven. I hurried and went and called my friends so that we might go to the city that he, Lethargol, appointed for us. In a bond of faith we forsook everything as he had said to do, and evaded the robbers because they did not find garments with us. We evaded the wolves because they did not find the water with us, for which they thirsted. We evaded the lions because they did not find the desired meat with us. We evaded the bulls. They did not find green vegetables. A great joy came upon us, and a peaceful carefreeness like that of our Lord. We rested ourselves in front of the gate, and we talked with each other about that which is not a distraction of this world. Rather, we continued in contemplation of the faith. As we discussed the robbers on the road, whom we evaded, behold, Lethargol, having changed, came to us. He had the appearance of a physician, since an unguent box was under his arm, and a young disciple was following him, carrying a pouch full of medicine. We did not recognize him. Peter responded and said to him, we want you to do us a favor, because we strangers, and take us to the house of Lethargol before evening comes. He said in uprightness of heart, I will show it to you, but I am amazed at how you knew this good man, for he does not reveal himself to every man, because he himself is the son of a great king. Rest yourself a little, so that I may go ahead and heal this man and come back. He hurried and came back quickly. He said to Peter, Peter, and Peter was frightened, for how did he know his name was Peter? Peter responded to the Savior, how do you know me? For you called my name. Lethargol answered, I want you to know who gave you the name Peter to you. He said to him, it was Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. He gave this name to me. He answered and said, it is I. Recognize me, Peter. He loosened the garment which clothed him, the one unto which he had changed himself because of us, revealing to us in truth that it was he. We prostrated ourselves on the ground and worshipped him. We comprised 11 disciples. He stretched forth his hand and caused us to stand. We spoke with him humbly. Our heads were bowed down in unworthiness, as he said, as we said, what you wish we will do, but give us power to do what you wish at all times. He gave them the unguent box and the pouch that was in the hand of the young disciple. He commanded them like this, saying, Go into the city from which you came, which is called habitation. Continue in endurance as you teach all those who have believed in my name, because I have endured in hardships of the faith, and I will give you your reward. To the poor of that city, give what they need in order to live until I give them what is better, which I told you that I will give you for nothing. Peter answers and said to him, Lord, you have taught us to forsake the world and everything in it. We have renounced them for your sake. What we are concerned about now is the food for a single day, where we'll be able to find the needs that you ask us to provide for the poor. The Lord answered and said, O Peter, it was necessary that you understand the parable that I told you. Do you not understand that my name, which you teach, surpasses all riches, and the wisdom of God surpasses gold and silver and precious stones? He gave the pouch of medicine and said, Heal all the sick of the city who believe in my name. Peter was afraid to reply to him for the second time. He signaled to the one who was beside him, who was John. You talk this time, John answered and said, Lord, before we are afraid to say many words, but it is you who ask us to practice the skill. We have not been taught to be physicians. How then will we know how to heal bodies as you have told us? He answered them, Rightly have you spoken, John, for I know that the physicians of this world heal what belongs to the world. The physicians of souls, however, heal the heart. Heal the bodies first, therefore, so that through the real powers of healing for their bodies, without medicine of the world, they may believe in you that you have power to heal the illnesses of the heart also. The rich men of the city, however, those did not see fit even to acknowledge me, but who revelled in their wealth and pride. With such as these, therefore, do not dine in their houses, nor be friends with them, lest they partially influence you. For many in the churches have shown partiality to the rich, because they also are sinful, and they give occasion for others to sin. But judge with them with uprightness, so that your ministry may be glorified, and that my church also may be glorified in the churches. The disciples answered and said, Yes, truly this is what is fitting to do. They prostrated themselves on the ground and worshipped him. They caused him to stand and departed from them in peace. Amen. Okay. Very, very interesting. That is the Acts of Peter and the 12 apostles. Okay. All about faith, isn't it? It's all about faith and believing. Here's a message for today. It's called Heaven's Letter.
What if life makes you stretch yourself? Heavenletter 5556, published on February 10, 2016. God said, all the time you protect yourself, and you think this is the way to go. What you are doing is likely preventing yourself. Preventing yourself from what? From life. Awake. When you hide from life or hide yourself from yourself, you narrow yourself. You are stuck in a past image of yourself. You reduce yourself. You cut off your feet in order to fit a narrow bed you made for yourself. You are looking for comfort, and you choose tightness. You are made to move along. You are not made to stay on the same rung of the ladder. You are meant to keep moving and keep growing. Be glad you can move up in order to see further. It is not to your benefit to stay the same. Life will get you out of your short bed one way or another. Life will give you a run for your money. Whatever life may do, it won't stay the same no matter how much you stamp your foot. Why be stilted when you can be pliant and roll right along? Why be rigid when you can flex your muscles? Why close your mind when you can open your mind and discover new possibilities? Given only easy choices, you might never have ventured. You will get through life. How you enjoy the sights you see and how you expand the world for others is up to you. Surely, you don't want to be in a coma for the extent of your life. Why stop growing when you can blossom and do somersaults? Good grief, did you make a 4-foot-long coffin for yourself years ago? How your life on Earth this visit is going to end, you don't know. You might as well take off into the far blue horizons while you are dancing, discovering, and delighting in the new. Beloveds, do you really want to cash in your chips way in advance? There is no advantage to compressing yourself. You are in life to express yourself and go higher and higher. So what if life makes you stretch yourself? Stretch yourself. You may go to the gym to stretch your muscles. Go to life and stretch yourself to expand yourself and the world you live in. You are for more than to take up space in a world that believes in time and space. Expand your heart. Expand your mind. You never were restricted. You restrict yourself. It is your voice that says, no, it is your voice that says, it is better to huddle where I am. It is your voice that says, it's better to be a fly on the wall than to expand my horizons. You may have been telling yourself that you must hide from life as best you can, that it is better for you to park on your way to life, as if adventure is the last thing you are to take on. At the same time, you argue with life and others for all you are worth. What are you doing here, beloveds, if not to take off? Be light of foot and light of mind. No more debating. You have gone to great lengths to avert making yourself responsible for the life you lead. You lead your life. Where does it say that you are to be only a downcast follower, to trudge along and complain the whole way away? You are not to be a dud that never goes off. Awaken yourself. Perhaps it is time you wake up to the reduction you perpetuate upon yourself. Whatever fix you are in, you got yourself there. Now get yourself out, but not by habitual arguing and making someone else your fall guy. Enough being adversarial. Stop proving to yourself the same old disputes. What do I mean when I say to you, arise? What do I mean when I say, arise to your natural stature? What do I mean when I say, even if you are fearful, get up? Get up anyway. I mean, arise. Channeled by Gloria Wendroff.
All right. Very good. Arise, arise. That's very, very good message. You know, just thinking about this period, this Lenten period, this 40 days when Yeshua went into the desert. And I was thinking of the meaning of that, and it certainly seems on one level it was about facing our demons. And I think that's, part of the message that we all at a certain point in time have to face our demons before we move forward. Kind of the idea of removing the problems, removing the beam from our eye before we reach out to help others. So I think it's just a continual process that we need to check ourselves, make sure that we're in alignment with what it is that we're wanting to do in the world, because sometimes we can be contradictory. Our thoughts can be going one way, our the actions we're taking another way. And I think from time to time we just need to check ourselves. And so this is a good reminder of that. Good reminder that before we really go into the world, that we check ourselves. We take a pause for the cause to see what we're all about, to face the challenges that we have, and see how strong we are. What is our ability to move through the issues that we have in life and get better and better, and as this last message said, keep moving up. So that brings us to our meditation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and exhale. Take another deep breath, and exhale again. I want you to imagine that you are walking down a path, and the path is leading into a forest. And as you walk along this path, the light in the forest becomes less and less as the trees seem to choke off all of the light. And you have to walk this path to get to the other side of the forest. And so as you walk this path through the darkness, you find that there are many challenges that come your way. Fears that suddenly present themselves. And we connect with the strength and the courage within us. And no matter what the challenges or fears that come our way are, we continue to move forward. And with each step, we find that the source of our fear becomes less and less. And with each step, we find ourselves more courageous to take another step. And pretty soon we find that all of the fears were simply illusions, and the challenge were simply opportunities for us to grow stronger. So we take on this perspective of understanding our power and strength, that which flows through us, and we move through life facing the challenges head on. And one by one we find that the challenges dissipate and we become stronger, that the doubts and fears disappear, and our faith continues to grow. So let's just continue on this journey today, allowing our faith to grow, and each step to be a step of courage as we face the challenges in our life and move past them smoothly and easily. So let the subconscious mind continue on that journey. And as we do so, we thank you, Mother, Father, God, for all the blessings of this world, all the blessings of life, and the opportunities each and every moment to live to the full potential that flows through us. So let the subconscious mind continue on that journey. And let's bring the conscious mind back to the present moment on the count of 3. 3, coming back to the present moment filled with confidence. 2, coming back to the present moment filled with faith. And 1, coming back to the present moment happy, healthy, and whole. Happy, healthy, whole. Take another deep breath. Exhale. And open your eyes. That's it, my friends. Thank you so much again for being here today. The links are available at First Contact Radio, so you can check out what we're going over these days. And that's it. Have an awesome day. I love you. Keep loving each other, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.